Solve the equation e to the 2x plus 3e to the x equals 10. When you have an equation that involves exponentials, one thing you want to look for is whether or not those exponents are the same. Okay, if they're not, then hopefully we can rewrite it doing some type of a little substitution. E to the 2x is e to the x squared. So I have here e to the x squared plus 3e to the x equals 10. I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 10 because now this looks like a quadratic. This is a quadratic form. So we can do a little substitution just to help us see it. We let u equal e to the x. And so then this expression becomes u squared plus 3u minus 10 equals 0. So now this factors quite nicely, actually. This is u plus 5 times u minus 2. And so now I can replace it with my u with e to the x, so e to the x plus 5 times e to the x minus 2 equals 0. Now, of course, if you can get from this step to this step without the substitution, by all means, do it. But if you are not very comfortable seeing those quadratic forms, then doing the substitution and plugging it in might help. Now that I've got a factored form, I've got something times something equals 0. So using my zero product property, that tells me that either this first thing equals 0 or the second thing equals 0. So now I just try to solve for x in each of these. In this first one, I subtract 5 and I get e to the x equals negative 5. But then, to get rid of my e, I do the natural log, and I would have x equals the natural log of negative 5. However, you are not allowed to do a logarithm of a negative number, just like you're not allowed to divide by 0. So if you ever try doing that, if you're trying to solve and you end up with a step where you would be doing a logarithm of a negative number, you can stop and know I don't get a solution from that. For this next one, if I add 2 to both sides, I have e to the x equals 2. And then I can do the natural log and get x equals the natural log of 2. So there is an exact answer. If you want an approximate answer, you can type that into your calculator.